This is what we've always dreamed of. A place to compete, where we're seen and heard.
This moment right here, can nobody take this from me?
A platform to be unapologetically ourselves and celebrated for it.
We are the future.
The space to be loud, where we are resilient, ruthless, radiant. Athletes Unlimited defies all expectations. And only we know the determination it takes to get here. This is where champions are forged. No more asking, explaining, or justifying what we do. Get ready, because this is our moment.
Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN, presented by Aspiration. If you're new to Athletes Unlimited Volleyball, let me assure you, this is volleyball as you know it on steroids. 44 world-class athletes. We're talking Olympians, NCAA champions on 4 different teams. Top 4 point leaders are weekly team captains, and there's a new draft mixing things up every Tuesday for new teams. This is the final match of 6 in week 2 of Athletes Unlimited, featuring Team Linehan versus Team Edmond. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Anne-Marie Anderson alongside Missy Whittemore. Key Michael will be joining us later. We have had quite a weekend, great matches. Through all these, what have we learned in week 2?
Well, I think it's safe to say we have learned that our defending champion, Betty De La Cruz, is primed to defend that title, but we have some really talented youth who are also going to make a push for the championship. Brooke Nuneviller, a name you might know, had a breakout weekend, and Claire Chassé also had 2 MVP1 honors this weekend.
It's fun, and in this matchup, Leah Edmond and Allie were teammates last week. They're separated this week, and it's been kind of rough.
It has. You know, Leah Edmond and Allie Linehan, former standouts at the University of Kentucky, were in very familiar territory a week ago as they were teammates and dominated here at AU, but they've moved into uncharted waters this weekend, playing against each other on opposite sides of the net. And right now, they are both trying to lead their teams to their first victory. Leah continues to be a force at the net. 15 kills yesterday. We expect more of that tonight. For Allie Linehan, this is her first season of AAU, and she is acting as a captain for the first time ever this week. It's a heavy load. We've seen her numbers dip just a little, and if she is going to lead her team to their first victory of the weekend, she's going to need a little help from her teammates. I would expect a heavy dose of Willow Johnson, who is playing on the right side for Team Linehan. She was their most effective hitter last night with 11 kills.
Willow Johnson, with a potent left hand on the right side, has been ripping balls. Let me ask you, Missy, if it's Team Linehan versus Team Edmond, 2 former Kentucky Wildcats, can we call this a cat fight?
I think we definitely can.
Okay,
Why would we not?
Absolutely. First serve is going to be Erin Fairs for Team Linehan. Pass is solid. Alicia Childress. Guayazo testing the block. Linehan says it's solid.
That was one of the things that Allie Linehan actually did really well last night. On a night when her offense, you know, stuttered a little, she was a really good left side blocker. It's one of the strengths of her game. And when you're blocking alongside Allie Bastianelli, who's in the middle right now for Team Linehan, you're going to have a lot of confidence.
Again, Velez Augusto, the libero. Kendall White from Penn State with a nice dig. Alicia Childress to Leah Edmond. Childress picks up the soft ball. Yeah, that's gonna go over, and a nice attack. Dig is up. Childress push to the gap set. Team Edmond outlasts Team Linehan. Every time there is a touch of the ball, these athletes are learning or earning points. There's points for the overall set win for everybody on the team. But for example, 5 points for a dig, 12 points for a service ace, and then there's MVP voting. So there's a lot of different ways to earn points. You'll move up the leaderboard. Top 4 on the leaderboard then become the next week's captains. Interestingly, Missy, Leah Edmond last week was captain, and the other 3 captains this week were all on Team Edmond last week.
Which tells you the importance of win points, and as evidenced by the leaderboard, as you'll see tonight, covered in blue, because the blue team has had the most win points this weekend. That was the case for Leah Edmond last weekend when her team was wearing purple. They stole all those win points, and that is really the quickest way to move up the leaderboard. Yes, individual performances are important, but nothing more important than team success.
We'll take a look at that leaderboard that you were talking about. Now, keep in mind that the blue and purple team have already played. So you're not seeing orange and gold in there. De La Cruz and Hentz of Team Hentz just dominated this week. Sydney Hilly's team struggled in the last match, but had not dropped a set until then. Going back to Molly McCage, it's too low.
Yeah, and that block of Kaz Brown absolutely smothers it. She has been one of the best blockers in the league so far this year, quickly making a name for herself. The fact that we still see Leah Edmond in the top 10, the only gold player in the top 10, speaks to the fact that she had so much success a week ago that she continues to ride, and that she's having some phenomenal individual performances this weekend.
Service error, and just to understand the scoring system a little bit more, a service error is -8, but a service ace is +12. So controlling your errors now will be a good thing for your point total. Willow Johnson looks like she's gonna crank and then switches it up.
The change up, maybe she learned that from her dad.
Oh, there we go, I like that.
How about second contact right now for Team Linehan? Taylor Bruns Tegenroot wearing 17 in orange, the setter tonight. That is a change in the lineup for Team Linehan.
Willow Johnson, for people who don't know, Hall of Fame father, pitcher Randy Johnson, and that's where we were saying it. Meanwhile, let's go back to Tegenroot, because we have seen Tegenroot come in matches, but to start is a very different vibe for her.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, Anne-Marie, there's been some inconsistency for Team Linehan over the course of the weekend. They've gone to their bench several times looking for a spark. Well, on Friday night, they certainly found it from Taylor Bruns Tegenroot, who was inserted in the 3rd set and actually received MVP 3 honors in that match. She made such an impact.
1 foot behind Kaz Brown.
I really like the aggressive attack of Kaz Brown. She attacks the way she blocks. Just absolute force. Goes at it, unleashes on the ball. She is such an aggressive player. And by the way, another Wildcat on the floor. So 3 Kentucky players on the floor right now.
Okay, that's just a miss by Katie Lukes. But let me tell you, Lukes was amazing yesterday, a difference maker. Here you get a full look at the points that are awarded and subtracted. And we'll keep you up to date with the leaderboard as people climb, but it's fun for you to know, okay, that's a big point earner. Like that. Tough serve. Katie Lukes again. Willow Johnson picks it up. And we see a lot of attacking hands in this league because everybody is so good.
Yeah, I mean, the block is there. The block is strong. If you don't have this in the tool bag, you're going to be in trouble. How about Willow Johnson? One of our big right side attackers, showing us that she can play defense as well. And then Erin Fairs with that smart shot you alluded to, high off blockers' hands.
Linehan serve right at her former teammate, Leah Edmond. And a big-time block. That's Tegenroot and Brown shutting it down.
And I really like the energy that Tegenroot is bringing to the court right now. It's exactly what Linehan needed. They have gone winless over the course of the weekend, but there are 180 win points out there waiting on someone to claim tonight. And right now, Taylor Bruns Tegenroot is saying, why not us?
Will Linehan serve Edmond again? Velez Augusto steps in. Molly McCage, hook 'em, former Texas Longhorn with a slide kill.
And she's been doing that since she was a Longhorn. Climbing the ladder on the right side, the 1 foot slide behind. It is like money in the bank for Molly McCage.
You and I spent some time with Molly McCage last night. This is her 3rd season with Athletes Unlimited, and she was just telling us how much she loves it. Being able to play with these players is incredible.
The sincerity of the players' enjoyment of this league when you have a chance to talk to them is so real. You know, they are so happy in this league, the way they are treated, the opportunities they have, the other players that they're surrounded with. It is a very positive vibe.
McCage, part of the executive committee. In Athletes Unlimited, the athletes have a lot of power over the decisions as well. Team Linehan up by 2. Service error, long, and here's what we saw from Team Edmond yesterday. We would see streaks of errors.
Yes, streaks of brilliance,
yes,
but inconsistency. That was the issue. So they need to maintain a steady level of play.
And I'd look for this to go to Leah Edmond at times because she has been their go-to. Meanwhile, Katie Lukes between the blockers.
That's what we saw last night. A whole lot of that hard ball powering through the block.
We have 4 players who make up the executive committee on the floor in this match. Molly McCage and Elisa Childress from Team Edmond, and Taylor Bruns, Tegan Root, and Aaron Fairs from Team Linehan. They make a lot of the decisions for the league and are the voice for the players. Right back in your face. Aaron Fairs shuts it down.
Aaron Fairs, another player who has emerged in week 2 as we've seen some lineups shuffled. You know, limited play in week 1, you get a new captain, a new team, and Aaron Fairs' role has grown, and we're getting a look at why. Really smart player.
Leah Edmond has not attacked a ball yet. Alicia Childress establishing the middle. Ball out, we're seeing the same thing. Errors, and you know what Team Edmond has done in the past when they have significant errors? They go to Edmond after it.
Yes, they do. We would not be one bit surprised to see that, as right now the captain is pleading her case with the up official, but that last swing called out of bounds.
And she's asking about the pancake. The captain's challenge, you get 2 of them per set, and Leah Edmond is issuing a challenge because she says, I don't think that pancake worked.
Here's another look at it. It's Taylor Bruns Tegenroot who, excuse me. Yes, Taylor Bruns Tegenroot, as we see, come diving in on the pancake play. And the question is, did she get under that in time?
Yeah, Key Michael is on the sideline right there, the 3rd member of our broadcast team. What are you seeing, Key?
Oh, that was up all day. That was all hand underneath that. And Bruns is one of the best defenders that I know, so I'm putting my money on her.
Well, and you hit, Key Michael played in this league. You hit off of Bruns Tegenroot. Is that right?
I did. And all the things you guys have been saying about her, how she brings energy, she brings spark. I mean, you can see right there, her smile on her face is enough. Nutsara's a great setter, but this is the kind of energy that Bruns is bringing. She is all out in defense there. I'm saying that's up.
I tend to agree, Key, and I certainly agree with the point to the energy. You know, coming off of 2 hard nights where they haven't had a win yet this weekend, I like the change in the lineup. Go ahead and shuffle it up and see if they can create a little spark.
Yeah, I think it's been really tough on Tegenroot because when she's come in late in the match, she has been able to make a difference, but it's kind of been past the point of no return.
True, true. And today she gets a fresh start at the beginning of the set. And it looks to be paying off here early.
It does, as Team Edmond loses the challenge, and the call stands. Tegenroot now back to serve. Leah Edmond down the line. Lukes had the hammer.
Katie Lukes, you mentioned her success last night. It was her first double-double here at AU. She's one of our rookies, was a college draft selection prior to the season. Really excited about her development.
Yeah, she was part of San Diego's amazing run in the 2022 season, all the way to the national semifinals. Gabby Blossom is also here amongst players.
And yes, and actually on Team Edmond as well. So they're playing alongside one another this weekend, and we actually had wondered perhaps if that could have helped Katie Lukes feel a little more comfortable here at AU to have someone, you know, that she's familiar with alongside.
Linehan changes speed. And Willow Johnson, there's just one full speed ahead.
Beautiful delivery by Taylor Bruns Tegenroot. She's in the middle of the court, and the placement of this ball is just superb, because unless she gets a good push to the antenna, that line shot is not available for Willow Johnson. But you see her turn on that ball and just rip it down the line.
Trouble pass. Leah Edmond is going to give a free ball. And it's a free ball right back. It's kind of a wasted, it's definitely a wasted opportunity for which they will have to play. Okay, Collazo puts it away.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You see the extended huddle there for Team Linehan to have a passed ball over the net, a free ball opportunity, and then to just send it right back.
Yeah, I think Willow Johnson coming back, passing that ball, wasn't sure who was around her.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more conversation could get the pass and run the offense.
And that's one of the things about the switching of teams from week to week, how important communication is.
Leah Edmonds swinging. Unloading by Leah Edmonds.
Right between Linehan and Kendall White, who are playing such sharp angle defense. They know exactly what Leah Edmond is capable of. Look where they are defending. They know the angle that Leah Edmond has, and you see Kendall White kind of bang on the floor, frustration.
Leah Edmond has done that time and time again, and an ace serve. That's plus 12 points for Shelly Fanning. Most importantly, Team Edmond now on a little bit of a roll. They're just down by 2 in set number 1. And so Team Linehan going to take a timeout, slow their roll.
I like the early timeout here, Anne-Marie, because Linehan has the lead. They've jumped out with a good vibe.
Team Linehan going to try to preserve that good vibe as Team Edmond started to get hot and find it. And if Leah Edmonds getting on a roll, close it. Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact.
Welcome back to Athletes Unlimited. Things are heating up here in the last match of the day. It's 13-11 to Team Linehan over Team Edmond. And I think they needed a little bit of a kick. I asked a couple of the players before the match, Ali Bastianelli, hey, what do you need to do tonight to win? You swept the last couple of matches. She said, just focus on our side, be consistent, do what we know how to do. I pushed her a little bit, said, yeah, but give me specifics. She said, well, here's a specific. We changed our team name from Pumpkin Spice to Tequila Sunrise. And I think they might have put an extra shot in it because they're looking good.
It sounds delicious, first of all, Key. I love it. All right, maybe
whatever they're drinking, I want it.
Yeah, exactly, because this is a very energized team we're seeing today. There might be caffeine in that Tequila Sunrise.
It certainly looks like it. Out with the pumpkin spice.
Ali Bastianelli behind the service line. She played her college ball for Kevin Hambley at Illinois. Finding Molly McCage. Beautiful over the top by Linehan.
And the hands of Ali Bastianelli, our middle blocker in the back row, scores an assist. Look at this. Over her back, hangs up a beautiful ball. And Allie Linehan looking a little more like herself tonight, finding that deep corner.
Going at Leah Edmond. And that's what I wanted to tell people. If you thought that first kill was an anomaly, no, that's the way she has been playing all weekend.
Yes, she has. And the way things look right now, Leah Edmond will be a 3-time captain next week. The first 3 weeks of the season, Leah Edmond will be in the captain's chair. Incredible performance for her so far.
Averaging 4.75 kills per set. Fair's pass is good. Tight ball. Childress at a disadvantage as you've got Kaz Brown up against you there.
Kaz and Allie Linehan side by side, those former Kentucky Wildcats. Those two did not actually play together. There's an age gap there. Leah Edmond, between the two of them, actually played with both of them.
And of course, the Kentucky Wildcats had a huge win this week, sweeping number 10, Tennessee.
They are very happy to have Reagan Rutherford back in their lineup.
They sure are. Meanwhile, Molly McCage on the slide. She talked to us last night about her connection with Alicia Childress.
Yeah, these are a couple of players who have spent a lot of time in AU together, and you add Leah Edmond into the mix. And interestingly, if you'll watch in the timeouts, those are 3 players who regularly come together, have some discussions. They're really drawing on their experience from past years, but they are very comfortable with the setting of Alicia Childress.
Back to Kaz Brown. Kaboom! Key, how'd you like that one?
I loved it, but I had a little thought about Molly because I just went over there. I saw her playing with a little bit of a limp, I thought, so I looked a little closer, and I don't know if you can see it from camera, but she's got a strap underneath her leg, and she told me she strained her groin yesterday, so I asked her, hey, do you feel it? Is it affecting you? Great ace by Team Orange, first of all. But she said, no, it's not really affecting me. I only feel it between sets. So we'll see if it does affect her a little bit. I told her, be careful, because the camera's going to be on you now as soon as I tell broadcast this.
Thank you, Key. That's great insight for McCage, because she's a critical part of Team Edmond.
Yeah, and the side-to-side...
As evidenced.
The side-to-side movement with the way she loves to attack off one foot is usually right there. But the blocking, I think, will be key. That first step in her blocking, if she's feeling any pain there, could definitely be impacted. Here she goes again, off one foot, deep into the court.
Fairs, blasting through seam, nice dig by McCage. Kaz Brown changing it up.
And the deceptive delivery by Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot. She approaches that ball as though she might take an attack at it. Let's see if we can get a look at this. The way Taylor Bruns comes at it. See how she swings her arms and you think she might take an attack at it? She held the middle blocker, Shelly Fanning, just long enough for Kaz Brown to have a one-on-one opportunity. She created that for her attacker.
It's a great point. And again, she could have attacked if Shelly Fanning hadn't ignored her. So
she's a left-handed setter, only one in this league. So she does have that ability to attack.
Willow Johnson, great dig. Wait, you said she's a left-handed setter.
There it is. Thank you, Taylor, on cue. We appreciate that. Let's see it again. Because she's left-handed on this transition dig, now they're expecting the set, and this time she goes with the attack. Catches the middle blocker off guard again. Look who's on the court along with Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot. We've got Nutsara back in to serve and play defense.
Yep, and Katie Luke's going for it, and she's out. And look who's not on the floor. Kaz Brown has rotated out and joined us for a chair chat. Kaz, lots of smiles over there on Team Tequila Sunrise.
Lots of smiles, for sure.
What changed between yesterday and today? What kinds of things do you think re-energized this team?
Yeah, I would say mindset initially. We are a team that we're fueled by positive energy, and so we just came out here and decided that we were going to be in charge of our own destiny, regardless of what happened on the other side of the net. And I think mindset was a big thing for us right now.
Kaz, a big change for you guys as we see Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot with setting duties tonight, and particularly for you as a middle blocker, timing everything on your attack. It's looking good. How do you feel about this?
I feel really good. I mean, we obviously have two phenomenal setters on this team, so it's great that we do have options. I had the chance to play with Taylor in the spring on the tour, so we are very familiar with each other. And it's also a huge plus to have an offensive setter, right? Like, she's a lefty, she'll throw it down, she'll dump it, so that just makes everybody's lives easier. So we're very thankful to have her on the floor right now, I'll say that.
Kaz, you've been one of the most successful blockers in AU so far this season. Tell us a little bit about your mindset when you're up there thinking block. What's going through your mind, Kaz?
Yeah, every time I'm out there, I want to block balls, right? And if I don't get a block, I say I want to get a good touch. And if I don't get a good touch or a block, I say I want to give my back row a good picture to dig around. So that's always my mindset. I'd love to block every ball that comes my way, but I know that's not realistic. But at the end of the day, I just want to, do my best, and I want to show my back row a good picture, and then we can work around on defense.
That's the best way I've ever heard it put for defenders.
Yes.
As people are thinking and playing at younger levels, that's exactly it. You're a scientist. Beautifully done, Kaz. Let me ask you this. What have you thought of your Athletes Unlimited experience? It's different, and it's extremely high level.
It is. I have nothing but great things to say about my Athletes Unlimited experience thus far. I mean, the competition, you guys see, it's extremely deep. We have 44 extremely talented players. Anybody could play and make a difference on any given night. So I think that's what makes it so fun, is we have a lot of depth, we have a lot of talent, and I think we're going to continue to see that leaderboard make a lot of shifts throughout the season.
Thank you, Kaz, for the chair chat. We enjoyed your company.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Nutsara's serve causes some problems. Fairs, a ripper through the seam of the block.
And Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot continues to give her hitters good looks because of her ability to hold those hands still and then shove it at the last second. She's creating seam looks for her attackers because the middle blocker is having to wait. You can't release early against Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot.
Up and down. Katie Luke started that. Uh-oh, we've got a player down. Tegenroot up quickly. That was started by Katie Luke's pass.
Yes, yes. Key first contact, as we have seen throughout our matches. It is such an important piece of an outside hitter's game. It's not the glamorous part, but maybe the most important part, as we see Katie Luke's land one right on top of Alicia Childress, and it gives them options. They're able to run the middle. Another good pass, that time from Linehan.
This time block is closed. So making him go the long way. Bastianelli up front in the middle. And a use off Tegenroot and Bastianelli.
Yeah, Tegenroot obviously going to be the smaller blocker across the front row when the setter's up there in this 5-1. And the opposing team very aware of that. So this is a good opportunity for Katie Luke to have the advantage.
Willow Johnson from the backcourt, dug by Childress. Crusher by Katie Luke's coming over your shoulder.
That is exactly what I was going to say. If you haven't played volleyball, it's hard to appreciate the difficulty of this swing. To receive a high ball over your shoulder and then turn on it and get the pace on it that Katie Luke's just did, that was incredible.
Yeah, and part of the reason that it's so difficult is that Katie's looking up at the ball, and so she's not seeing the block.
That's exactly right.
Team Linehan looking so rejuvenated. It's the most life we've seen out of them this weekend. They're about to close out set number 1. Strong block. Bastianelli, a superior blocker. Fairs tries a little tenderness. So savvy, the Louisville veteran, dropping it in.
I really like that shot from Fairs. She is a very experienced Athletes Unlimited player. Obviously has spent time with Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot, who's also an experienced AU player. And there are times in this league where you see those old connections reignite and can really spark something.
This is set point for Team Linehan. Put back up so Willow Johnson can take a crack. Childress in the trenches. Katie Lukes will take a rip and gets a touch. Team Edmond stays alive.
How about that delivery of Alicia Childress on that ball out to Katie Lukes? I mean, no spin on this ball out of the hands of Childress. She's also back there defending at an elite level as well, as you see the defense from Alicia Childress. And now look at this flat set out to Katie Lukes, creating tempo for a Katie Lukes who especially likes to go fast.
Deja McClendon playing for the first time this year. She's active with limitations. And serves right into that.
Making an immediate impact as Deja McClendon creates the overpass opportunity for Shelly Fanning, and that's quick points for Team Edmond. Another look at it there. You see an easy kill for Shelly Fanning, and she's all over it.
Linehan set point number 3. Pass off Allie Linehan. Fairs ends it with a crushing blow. Team Linehan has broken the spell with a 25-19 win.
Smiles all around. They've been working hard for that one.
For every ace during this year's Athletes Unlimited volleyball season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. Heading into this week, 280 trees have been committed, and I'll tell you what, they've probably doubled that number at this point. Melissa Merrick from Aspiration will join us after the break. Team Linehan strikes first with a 6-point set 1 win at the end of our doubleheader for Athletes Unlimited Volleyball. We're so happy to have Melissa Merrick joining us now. Hi, Melissa. She's the Senior Manager for Climate Impact Solutions for Aspiration. We're so happy you're with us.
Thanks for having me.
What do you think, what message do you think Aspiration is sending to the rest of the sports world by becoming carbon neutral?
So Athletes Unlimited is going above and beyond what any other sports league is doing in terms of sustainability. By becoming carbon neutral, Athletes Unlimited is setting a new gold standard for sports leagues. And this work really displays true industry leadership in the taking of meaningful action to tackle the climate crisis.
And Melissa, how has Aspirations been able to help Athletes Unlimited become carbon neutral?
So Aspirations recently helped Athletes Unlimited complete their 2022 carbon footprint assessment, which quantifies the carbon emissions associated with all 5 leagues throughout the year. So with that footprint, we're able to work with Athletes Unlimited to reduce their climate impact and offset their unavoidable emissions with high-quality carbon credits. We've also developed reforestation programs through fan engagement, such as the Planet Protection Program in ticketing, and in-game reforestation rewards, such as the Aspiration Aces for volleyball, where we fund the planting of 10 trees for every ace.
We love that. We've had so much fun with this initiative, and it's across all sports. So Aspiration is committed to planting 10,000 trees for that. How did that become, and what about that milestone of 10,000?
Yeah. Athletes Unlimited has partnered to offer a first-of-its-kind reforestation rewards program to both educate and empower both athletes and fans around sustainability. So this has resulted in developing this program for incentives and rewards for customer behaviors and player actions, such as home runs, goals, aces across all 5 leagues. And 10,000 trees is a huge milestone. So we're thrilled with the excitement around the program to date, and we're well on our way to our next milestone of 20,000 trees in the 2023 season.
Melissa, we actually hear that you're a professional ultimate Frisbee player, so we've got a question for you. Which AU volleyball player would you draft for your ultimate team?
Yeah, so I play for the Arizona Sidewinders in the Western Ultimate League Conference, and while I'm sure any of these players would be excellent additions to our roster, I would have to pick Morgan Hentz. She was the 2022 Defensive Player of the Year, yes, and with those quick
Great
reflexes
choice.
and that first step speed, she would be absolutely unstoppable.
That's funny, Melissa. We were like, oh, we would take Morgan Hentz. Thank you so much
Yes.
for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you to Aspiration.
Yes.
It's really been very exciting to see what they're doing. And again, it's just groundbreaking for Athletes Unlimited and Aspiration.
And Melissa's got a good eye. She knows exactly what she's seeing, because we said earlier today that is the player we would choose as well. I said it doesn't matter what sport I'm playing. Give me Morgan Hentz.
Exactly. Flag football, can you imagine?
Oh, she would be so good.
Service error, a little bit long for Bastianelli. So now, as you're watching this set, keep an eye on the match score below, because at the end of this, and this is different than you might be used to for collegiate volleyball, there's an aggregate score. We're playing 3 sets no matter what. Whoever wins the overall score, everybody on that team gets an extra 60 points. Willow Johnson.
She is looking sharp. What a beautiful ball. Again, from Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot, who really seems to have created some rhythm for her attackers tonight, something that had been lacking for Team Linehan.
Second kill for Willow Johnson, no errors. Deja McClendon's pass. Oh! Tagging Kendall White in the throat, and you could read her lips as she got up. She's like, so deep.
Yes, yes. Not expecting it that deep as she's waiting down the line for that one, and it just eats her up. You know, Anne-Marie, as we look ahead to the draft, I think that was a bit of a surprise victory in set 1 there by Team Linehan, and I have to wonder, the stock of Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot could have just skyrocketed in 1 set.
Absolutely.
You know, how will she be viewed in the draft by the captains as they're looking for a setter?
Yes. Willow Johnson with another kill. 3rd kill, no errors on 8 swings. She's the one who can take over a match.
Yes, yes.
Allie Linehan behind the service line. Kaz Brown anchoring the blocking for Team Linehan in the middle. Alicia Childress, front court setter. Molly McCage and Childress on the slide is on lock.
More of that, please. Molly McCage loves to attack. She wants more balls, honestly. She just wants to keep ripping it.
Deja McClendon is now in the front court. First time we're seeing her up there. And Kaz Brown trying to go off hands, perhaps, over. It's long.
I think she's trying to go over, just doesn't get the snap of the wrist at the end of that swing, and it sails on her.
Here's the leaderboard as it stands currently. This is dynamic, and it changes throughout. De La Cruz well ahead. Hence, Hilly, Edmond. Rosenthal's already played.
Right.
So I think we've got our 4 leaders.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of know who's going to be in the captain's chair. Will Edmond overtake anyone on the board at this
Yes.
point? That is maybe the only question out there.
And it does affect your draft order.
It does.
Misconnect with Bruns, Tegenroot, and Brown.
And speaking to that draft order, it is actually the purple team who has the first selection in the draft, and it has paid off. The last 2 weekends, teams in purple jerseys have had quite a bit of success.
That's right. Team Hilly this week had the first pick. They chose Claire Chaussee, a newbie to Athletes Unlimited. That left Betty De La Cruz still available, and Morgan Hens, who picked second in blue, was like, oh, wait a minute, I'll take her.
Yes, absolutely.
Back to McCage again. Tegenroot.
Oh,
Just to the deep corner. She's owned them both.
yes, she has. I really like the offense that we're getting from Bruns Tegenroot, our only left-handed setter in the league, and it's a little wrinkle for Team Linehan right now.
Yeah, both lefties, both Bruns Tegenroot and Willow Johnson, very impactful. Deja McClendon, her first swing. Back. Molly McCage pushing to the back line. Block is down. Let's check in with Key Michael.
Well, I just went over to Taylor Bruns quickly in the last timeout and said, what's different? What are you doing now that you're on court? She said, I'm not deciding early. I'm waiting till the very last minute to set. She's super deceptive. But what I love is also she lives over in Europe. She lives in Sweden with her husband, Anton. And you know who her best friend is? It's Deja McClendon on the other side, who lives in Poland. The two of them spend a lot of time over there. In fact, a recent Instagram post, Taylor said, you are the best and life is brighter when you're around. Love, love, love you with all my heart. So I just love to see they're both on court right now and they are lined up against each other. Is it going to be hugs or is it going to be tears after this match? That's my question.
Exactly. We've got a challenge, meanwhile, coming along, a captain's challenge from Team Linehan. Let's see what we got. You're looking for a block touch there? That seemed key. Did you see that one?
Wondering if they're asking for an antenna challenge. What is the actual challenge?
They haven't told us. I think could be.
There might have been a net touch there.
Yeah, Allie Linehan, yeah, I think coming down.
Ooh.
Because it definitely wasn't a block touch.
Definitely out.
Yeah, I'm wondering as well as you guys if there could have been a touch of the net.
Well, here's the best news for Team Edmond. Whatever Allie Linehan challenged, it was a fail, and so Team Edmond holds that point. And after dropping the first set, Team Edmond really wants to build on the lead they have here.
You know, back to Key's point that Taylor Bruns Tegenroot said she's not predetermining where she's going to go with the ball. So she is choosing to make the great choice, not the early choice or, oh, this, you know, I think I should go to this hitter. It's based on the pass, where she thinks the block is going. So I think that's why we're getting such good one-on-one looks finally for Team Linehan.
Ace serve by Molly McCage. I want to follow up on what you said, because you were a setter at the University of Florida. And that's difficult to do because sometimes you want to keep somebody involved.
Yeah, and you, it's as a setter, the easier thing to do in a tight situation is to predetermine where you're going to go. But it's got to be based on the pass and what you see the block doing, if they're releasing, reading, and that is the great choice. And that's what we're getting from Taylor Bruns Tegenroot.
And we're getting a lot of energy from Team Edmond in the second set. They're up at the break.
The 2023 Women's Sports Foundation Champion for Equality Award goes to the founders of Athletes Unlimited, John Patrikoff and Jonathan Soros.
It's been a big week. The co-founders of Athletes Unlimited were honored at the Women's Sports Foundation annual gala in New York City. The pair were recognized as the 2023 Champions for Equality, which really highlights their efforts in launching 4 women's professional sports league in a period of 18 months. And Missy, what I really love about Athletes Unlimited, it was named one of the 10 most innovative companies in sports in 2023 by Fast Company.
And I think what's also very exciting is that Athletes Unlimited is now a full league of Olympic sports, as just this week, softball and lacrosse added to the Olympic slate for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. That is such good news.
That is. And of course, in addition to volleyball, they also have basketball as well. And it's also Athletes Unlimited, the first professional sports league to be formed as a public benefit corporation. So again, you've heard how happy everybody is. The players feel they're so well treated. Everybody's into the scoring system. And this is the only individual championship in the sport of volleyball. McClendon through the block.
And the excitement from Deja, as she has been waiting her turn, has been inactive last weekend, this weekend active with limitations, and here we are on the 3rd night of competition, finally getting a look at her.
Linehan pass, Tegan really trying to work those middles. That's a better connection with Bastianelli. The bad news for them is Shelly Fanning was right on top of it.
All over it. And as you said, Team Linehan really trying to work those middles, and maybe at this point they actually need to go away from it, because it looks like Fanning now just shadowing Ali Bastianelli.
Substitute coming in for Team Linehan as Maria Schlegel enters. Erin Fairs is out. Different look for passing. Linehan, dime pass. Velez Augusto dropping it in front. Free ball to Team Linehan. Bastianelli passes it. Schlegel takes a big first swing. Willow Johnson waiting on the right and makes a difference on the block.
Absolutely. Big rips all around, but it's the defense that ends it. Bastianelli alongside Willow Johnson. That is a wall.
Maria Schlegel now will go back behind the service line. We haven't seen her play much this weekend at all. Bringing her in for her defense. Willow Johnson kind of throws it back. Brought back. Collazo
What a save.
And as Collazo is getting back up,
That's exactly what we're talking about with Taylor Brunn's Tegenroot. Not predetermining where she's going to go, but basing it on the situation. And as you said, she knows that Collazo is diving to the floor, not able to get back into blocking position. That's the best place to go with the ball.
and it has to do with that speed of the set, too.
Yes.
And now that's 3 in a row from Willow Johnson. Forget about it.
I feel like Team Edmond probably needs to make a little adjustment here to their serve receive. Collazo typically swings from the right side. They've got her stuck over here at this left pin where she just doesn't look really comfortable, and Willow Johnson making her even more uncomfortable with the big drop of the right hand.
That's a great point. Let's see what they do. Schlegel. Pass is good. Deja McClendon had a one-on-one.
She was waiting for that opportunity. They needed that pass in order to get away from this left pin where the big block was waiting on them, and that's exactly what they got.
McClendon, who played her ball for Penn State, is going to be serving at serve receive, anchored by another Penn State alum in Kendall White. Of course, Elisa Childress, also Penn State. Linehan blasting through balls. These are the most smiles we've seen from this team.
Yes, and I love to see it. I feel like here at AU, we have seen teams who have just caught fire and been stellar all weekend long, and then we've seen a few teams who it's taken them to about their third day to find a rhythm, and that's their final day of competition. So the key here for success is how quickly can you find that chemistry.
That's right. Nutsara is now back to serve. Come on now, Willow Johnson building a wall.
Johnson just doing a superb job. Realize the middle blocker has changed in the rotation, but Willow Johnson is the constant, and she's setting a really nice block. It's her job to set that block. The middle closes alongside her, and we know Kaz Brown likes to block every ball. She told us, and she's getting it done.
Edmond got up high that time. Free ball over. One-handed to Leah Edmond, and as Leah Edmond touches it, it hits the antenna out of bounds.
Yeah, fingertips on the one-hand save to the outside, and then Leah Edmond can only get fingertips on it as well, and that's why we get a piece of the antenna there.
Look at the aggregate score down below. Team Linehan, 36-31. It's a 5-point differential. Edmond had caught up. And this is what we saw. Runs from Linehan in the first set.
Yes. We see opposing Cats right now as Leah Edmond overpasses and her former teammate Kaz Brown gets the best of it. As you mentioned moments ago, 3 former Penn State players on the floor, 3 former Kentucky players on the floor as well.
All Cats of some type.
Yes.
Right? Nittany
yes.
Lions, Wildcats.
Cats on Cats here.
Change of pace. That's the one she wanted last time. Tegenroot picks it up. Kaz Brown, how do you beat this block of Team Linehan right now?
Well, it's going to have to come with a good pass that gives options to Alicia Childress, because right now this block has the advantage. They are feeling it. Take another look at Kaz Brown. Low and over. Really strong hands.
An 8-2 run for Team Linehan lets them regain the lead, 13-12.
On Leah, right? That's what I thought we were doing. Closing the line. Yeah. Definitely closing the line on Leah. Yeah, closing the line on Leah. Run! Up! Yeah! Great swinging at this, like I'm the set just now.
Yeah.
It's off, roll shot in the middle, put Leah on the ground, perfect
But what's
position.
golden is that your approach was the same.
Okay.
So just make sure that it's the same.
Going
and
every time.
And literally like decide mid-air, like don't even decide before. I think that's the way to go.
Go! Yeah! Let's go. Olivero. I'm coming for your spot. Me and Kendall are about to switch jerseys, bro. Yeah.
That was our Air National Guard into the action, listening to Willow Johnson. I like hearing her say, Missy, we're going to go line, seal the line.
Yes.
I mean, they put a full wall up against Leah Edmond on the line.
Yeah, that was just great insight, and I just can't say enough about the energy. As an athlete, sometimes you really have to have a short-term memory, and I just really appreciate the way that Team Linehan has flushed last night, fresh start, and they're going after these points, these win points that are out there. I like it.
I saw Key over there in Team Linehan's huddle, like in it. Key, what were you doing over there?
I was just trying to get a little bit of that energy from Team Tequila Sunrise because it is electric right now. I specifically went over to Willow Johnson. I said, girl, what did you eat just now? She said, I had some honey sticks. I had a Cliff Bar. I'm just juiced up and ready to go. There's that Tequila Sunrise reference again. But I also specifically asked her, hey, whose decision was it to use two setters? She said they're both playing a key role right now. Nutsara's serve is unreal, but it's that energy that Taylor's bringing is so important. Then I listened in the huddle. She said, now's the moment to step on their throats. No bad blood between her and Lair, but it is time to go.
Great listening in, Key. And you kind of fit right in, right? Because she played for the first season of Athletes Unlimited Volleyball as a player. So, you know, she just fits in.
It helps.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You guys are looking each other eye to eye as opposed to Missy and I.
Really nice rally there on both sides of the net. Some good volleyball.
And a service error. We're going to have a little chair chat with Marin Grote. Marin, this has been a seesaw back and forth in this set. What do you think is going to make the difference in set two?
I think in set two, the biggest difference is going to be the defensive plays and the energy that comes with it. Right now, both teams are blocking well. Both teams are hitting as hard as they can. What's going to make the difference is the defense.
Marin, you're actually playing for Team Edmond, obviously, and this is her second consecutive week as a captain. Tell us a little bit about her style, because it looks like there's a good chance she could be in that captain's chair again next week.
Yeah, Leah's a great captain. She's super informative, and she talks to everyone. She makes eye contact with every one of her players, and there's no seniority or anything on the team. You are who you are, and I really appreciate the respect that she gives each player.
And Marin, you're hitting off of an Olympic setter in Alicia Childress. Over there, what's special about the way she delivers the ball?
She'll find you no matter you what. I think a great example of that is Molly McCage. She's up all of the time, and Alicia will always find her. And so, as also a slide middle in practice, I get to experience that too, and it's a thing of dreams.
Slide middles have looked so good. Thank you, Marin, for joining us for a little chat.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Oh! Hang time for Kaz Brown.
And a big hug from Bruns Tagenrear. She says, thank you very much. It looked like that one might get away at a one-hand set. And somehow Kaz Brown gets it to the floor.
With the fingers.
Yes.
Happy fingers, Kaz Brown with a kill. Captain Linehan serving. Back again to McCage. That's that beautiful slide, but it's still up. Now it's down. Leah Edmond explodes on the ball.
Constant attack of Molly McCage, though, draws everyone to the far side of the court, and that opens things up for Leah Edmond. So much work over at the other pin as Molly has just been approaching so hard. And finally, they finish it off with that big arm of Leah Edmond. I think what Marin Grote pointed out is so important just in practice, what she's learning from Molly McCage, how she's up every time, how she works so hard in transition. That's huge.
Off the block goes Schlegel. We are on a seesaw back and forth between these two teams.
It's a good choice there by Bruns Tagenrear because Schlegel right now in the front row against Alicia Childress. And so that shot off hands is going to work in her favor.
Ali Bastianelli in the front court in the middle now. Schlegel again. Leah Edmonds slides under it. Left-handed setter made it look like she might attack. And a little tenderness from a determined Molly McCage.
Yes, she just keeps going at it and gets the best of Kaz Brown there. Middle on middle, offense on defense. And typically the offense wins when it's middle on middle.
There you go. And, you know, Key Michael was telling us at the beginning about Molly McCage and a groin strain and this and that. We can't see evidence of it right now.
You would never know.
Willow Johnson from the backcourt.
Nice little block touch there.
Uh-oh! Bomb by Edmond.
Edmond out of the back row. They're going to find her when they need her. Here comes that big back row, a quick right down the middle, the whip of the arm to the corner, the speed of Leah Edmonds' arm.
Yeah, and Ali Bastianelli was ready for it. She didn't jump with the other, but one blocker and Edmond has full range.
Nice pickup by McClendon.
Good lift by Willow Johnson on the pass so that Schlegel can go after it. Balls that would be down on any other team. Not down on Athletes Unlimited. Schlegel, what an impact player she's been.
This is the best we have seen Schlegel look, and I think she has found a connection she's comfortable with in Taylor Bruns-Tegner. She's a unique outside. She hits a low fast ball, a lot like Katie Lukes, and Katie Lukes got comfortable this weekend with her setter. So it's interesting to see which connections work and which connections don't. As we continue to look forward to the draft, Anne-Marie, that will be an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Also, the fact that Deja McClendon, who's making an impact on this match, is she now going to be active without limitations, perhaps, moving forward? And that could play an important role.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so her play in this match will let the other and the potential captain see,
yes,
could Deja be a piece we need?
That's right.
As a captain's challenge. This is the thrilling set back and forth. And it's about the attack line.
Okay.
Did the hitter step on the attack line?
Let's take another look at it.
No, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Key, what do you think?
Yeah, not even close.
I like how you're always like, yeah, forget about it.
Not even close. You could see it at least a couple of inches between her foot and the white.
I agree. Harder from this angle, but absolutely. And this has been quite the set. 9 ties in the second set. But what Team Linehan is accomplishing right now is slowing down the momentum of Team Edmond.
And that is a much needed slowdown because they not only are going for the overall score, but they would certainly like to have these 40 points as well that are available for the second set win.
Here's how it works. Each team gets 2 challenges per set. You can review in, out, ball on the floor, net or block touch, and of course all your line faults. But after one team reaches 20 points, an official can call a challenge themselves because everyone wants to get it right. But you don't get to keep your challenge if you're successful. That's a difference from collegiate volleyball, from NCAA volleyball. In any hand, it's as we all agree, Team Edmond. And that was a really good challenge by Team Linehan because I think they were slowing it down.
I do too, and that was a perfect pass by Captain Linehan right there. Taylor Bruns-Tegner had every option. And boy, I love the way she holds those hands still. She doesn't give it away. There's no tilt of her back. She doesn't lean. You don't know where that ball is going until it leaves her hands.
Velez Augusto dime pass. And when the pass is perfect, you can run the middle.
Yeah, and I thought the serve was actually a little too easy.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta give them something a little more to work with there. Team Linehan last night actually had 0 aces. That is very rare over the course of the match. So I think they have to be a little tougher at the service line at times.
Linehan pass, brings the middle out of it so everybody can camp on Linehan. Edmond Wow, Kendall White gets under it. Another ball up, Edmond again, one-on-one. The defense in Athletes Unlimited has been incredible.
It's really impressed me, maybe more than anything. I expected the big arms, but boy, is it hard to kill a ball. That first swing by Edmond was a huge dig by Kendall White. Then I thought Linehan had a kill there, and Alicia Childress diving to her right. It's finally that second big swing by Edmond that is finally able to get to the floor.
See the leaderboard there? That's the cut line because the top 4 are captains. And those captains will remain because I don't see anybody else kind of catching up to them. Edmond, the back line. Uh-oh, this one's over. Allie Linehan going to take a swing, changes pace. Wow, shut down. Huge block against Nia Parker-Robinson.
Allie Linehan, she doesn't look like a fierce blocker, but don't let that kind face fool you. She has a really nice drop of the left hand, and boy, she holds it firm.
Team Linehan down by 1, but I think this is their strongest rotation, having Kaz Brown and Willow Johnson up front with Linehan. Edmond, though, plays chippy.
Yes, and Edmond knows that's a strong front row, so she doesn't want any long rallies here. She wants kill on first swing, efficient side-out offense so that you don't give Linehan's team any chances in that rotation to go on a run. Again, the serving from Team Linehan not causing a lot of issues for Team Edmond.
Fanning's serve. Back to Johnson, kind of knew that was going. I'm curious, they're taking line.
They are.
Against Willow Johnson.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And that swing is causing issues for Team Edmond. That's a big rip. That time a little off the net, and I almost felt like Willow swung better at that ball. She had room to go around the block there. It wasn't too tight for her. I like that look.
And that's why I think maybe you block cross court when it's off the net like that.
Absolutely.
But they didn't. That's a big block by Tegenroot. Edmond is just next level. This is why she will be captain for the third week in a row.
Even though her team has not had as strong of a showing in win points with sets and overall score, she is still performing at such a high level as an individual and had so many points that she carried with her from a week ago. This leaderboard is all season long. You carry your points with you from last week. That is impacting Leah Edmond for sure.
Team Linehan calls a timeout as Team Edmond's looking for the evener set as they lost set number 1. What's really been interesting is the blocking story. Team Linehan out blocking Team Edmond 9-3.
That's a big number, and that number tends to follow Kaz Brown around Athletes Unlimited. Where Kaz Brown goes, so go the blocks, has sort of been the tendency here. And then take a look at that hitting efficiency. Team Linehan last night hit for such a low efficiency, 0.63 over the course of those 3 sets, and right now sitting at 290. They have to be absolutely thrilled with that number.
Lots of energy on Team Edmond. Let's go into the action with Leah Edmond right now.
Mentally, I'm just trying to play. I'm not trying to worry about anything else but playing. And when I have to make decisions, I'll make them. But until that happens, I'm just going to play. I'm not going to worry about the leaderboard. I'm not going to worry about anything. That stuff will handle itself. Yes! Way to play!
Good save.
Go, go, go! Do we need to be deeper defensive plays? Because they're going off of hands a lot. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, this row. We're scoring hella points in this row. Let's go. Hey, we keep going. They're starting to get frustrated. We let them go. Be ready for a lot of shots. Because when a lot of them, when they get uncomfortable, they start shots. So we need to be ready to pursue shots and be just stopped on defense, ready to go. Other than that, we're doing fantastic.
That's a natural-born captain
Absolutely.
right there. There was so much to dig into.
Yeah, this particular week we have 3 captains who are new to the captain position, and we have Leah Edmond, who's not. Now, she was not a captain all last season, and she said she really took it in and kind of watched the other captains and learned, and it paid off. She had been a captain in season 1, not last year. Now this season, back-to-back captains the first 2 weeks, and she will repeat in week 3, and you can see why she's so good at it. I love the fact she's talking to her defense about, do we need to be deeper? That ball high off hands is getting over their head.
Yep, exactly. Taken root. Nice attack by the setter. Front court. So is Childress. Linehan is going to keep it alive. Uh-oh. Leah Edmond ends the conversation.
Banging it off the hands of Taylor Bruns, tagging root. And I'm telling you what, those athletes just left it on the floor. Everyone taking an extended huddle here for a second to catch their breath, I think, more than anything. Finally, a good in-system look for Leah Edmond, and you had a feeling this would be the ending of it. If Leah gets a good in-system look, she's going to finish it.
The way Leah Edmond is digesting is so interesting. Here's Gabby Blossom out of San Diego serving for the set. Back to McCage to finish it out. Team Edmond wins the second set.
Love to see it. Molly McCage works so hard in transition that when she is rewarded with a beautiful set like that, it pays.
An answer, a response by Team Edmond in set number 2. They will pick up the 40 points for the set win. Both these teams even on that. And the aggregate score is just a 2-point difference. Could we have a golden set? We'll find out.
I'm Technical Sergeant Reese Singleton. The Air National Guard's motto is always ready, always there. We proudly partner with Athletes Unlimited, who support players who are always ready to compete for the top spot. Let's find out who climbed their way up the leaderboard rankings to earn the title of the Air National Guard's Mover of the Week.
And it is Tori Dixon of Team Hilly in the purple jersey this week. Of course, Dixon, a well-known face in the world of volleyball, longtime member of the U.S. team, but unable to play in the first 2 seasons of Athletes Unlimited due to injury. So it's so exciting to see her in action here in season 3. And she has certainly solidified herself after her play this weekend as one of the top middles in the league. I'll be interested to see what her place is in the draft tomorrow.
Yeah, nearly doubling up the points she had from week 1 as we head towards set number 3. Key, who you been talking to?
I've been talking to a few players, but specifically these two right here. I'm with Tori Dixon and Sydney Hilly. Talk to me about this movement that you've been doing. So you are our mover of the week. Do you know what that means?
No, I don't. I'm sure you can tell me that.
It basically means you moved up the leaderboard the most from last week. So do you feel like you've had that kind of impact on Team Purple?
I don't know about that. I think team wins are the most important, and so I was lucky, got drafted to a really good team and a lot of good players doing their job around me, so yeah.
Well, great job on that. On my other side, I have your former captain, Sydney Hilly. You are potentially going to be another captain again this week. Who might you be stealing from Team Orange and Team Gold?
You know, honestly, I'm trying to plot over here. It's pretty stressful. There's a lot of good players. I don't want to give away too many secrets, but I'm plotting over here. That's all you need to know.
Is there anyone from your purple squad that you really have to keep, other obviously than your top blocker over here, Tori Dixon?
Honestly, I would love to have like the same exact team again, but will they let me have it? Probably not. So.
Why is it that every team says that? I feel like Blue said they really want to stick together. Everyone just wants to stay together. That's not how it works, guys.
You really get attached to a team, and then you have to say goodbye to them. It's kind of sad.
It's sad, but we love it. Well, thank you guys so much for jumping on the broadcast. I had to force her to do it, but...
I bet, Key, and you know, Sydney Hilly said that she didn't sleep the night before the draft last week. Now she's going to have a sleepless night again.
Yeah, we actually ran into her and said, so how do you feel about your first time as captain? And she was like, it's hard. She said it's really hard. The draft is difficult, big decisions. She's a younger player who, like many of the other younger players, is choosing to kind of lean into her facilitator each week. But I think it'll be interesting to see what she learned from the draft a week ago and see if, you know, if she changes her strategy this week. I'm really looking forward to see who she picks.
Exactly, and I can see how it's really difficult, right? I mean, you're picking amongst your friends, your former teammates. Team Linehan going to have a challenge on that Leah Edmond attack, in or out.
I also think as a setter, Anne-Marie, you feel a little behind in the draft because you have to go find offense. Speaking of offense, let's take a look at this big rip from Leah Edmond and see if she caught the line here.
It's hard from that angle.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough angle. If we have an angle down the line, we might be able to see.
Yeah, here's an end zone. That usually will reveal. Just see if the white line breaks, which it does not.
No, that one's out.
No, I think that we're going to see this call reversed. Key, did you get a chance to look at it?
I was chatting to my friends
on the
sideline.
Shocker. Okay, well, we're going to tell you.
Let me have a look. Oh, that's out.
Yes.
I think we're all in agreement here.
We
this
are
doesn't
all in
happen
agreement.
very often,
Yeah,
girls.
exactly. Take a shot at Tequila Sunrise if that's what it is, because the point will go to them.
You know,
if it overturned.
It's a good chance to look at that big arm of Leah Edmond, who will also be a captain next week. And to the point we were making, you know, Leah Edmond starts with a big arm. She's the captain. She's got the swing. And so for Morgan Hintz and Sydney Hilly, it is interesting when they go into the draft, they quickly have to establish some arms on their team because they're a setter and a libero. It's a very different draft strategy.
Yeah, and for Morgan Hintz, Betty De Cruz was available, so she grabbed her and then wanted to make sure her team's identity was defense and took Brooke Nuneviller with her second pick.
Yes.
The challenge, they have reached a decision. The original call was to Team Edmond, and they are saying that all three of us were wrong and that the ball, in fact, did touch the line. Okay, shows what we know. Shelly Fanning serving. Linehan makes it right.
Yes. She says, let me make this one for certain as she cuts a sharp angle.
We'd love if you wanted to join us at Athletes Unlimited Volleyball in person here in Mesa, Arizona. Get your tickets now at auprosports.com/tickets. Between matches, we had so many fans coming up saying, wow, this is incredible. I mean, it's the best players in the world. Many of them.
That's something I've got my eye on here in set 3. Can Team Linehan create any pressure from the service line?
Yeah.
That's a miss. That's certainly not the pressure they're looking for, but not even just aces. Can they create some out-of-system play?
Yeah, and limit those errors. Nia Parker-Robinson serving for Team Edmond. Oh, okay. That's been in their back pocket.
Yes, we've seen both of these teams go to their benches for some different looks, and this time it pays off. Nia Parker-Robinson with the jump serve. Lots of topspin. Like it.
Now the question is, will she go that same way? Kendall White is looking at Nia Parker-Robinson, laughing, and Parker-Robinson looks back. Goes after it a second time. Yeah, Kendall White and Nia Parker-Robinson, good friends, having a little back and forth.
Those two played together in high school and club, actually.
Yep.
So they go way back.
And Nia Parker-Robinson acing Kendall White. She's like, okay, pal, bring it. McClendon pass. What a beautiful pass by McClendon.
The shove by Alicia Childress, and it works because it is such a last-second shove. Just casually strolling along and then shove over the net by Alicia Childress.
The match score, the aggregate score that's worth 60 points is tied at 48 right now. Into the antenna. If the aggregate score is tied at the end of the third set, we will play a golden set.
Yes, and it's so much fun, I have to say.
It's a shorter set. It's very intense. They don't get any points from that. And there's only been 2 in the history of Athletes Unlimited, but one of them was last Monday.
Yes.
That's a solid block back to the line.
Yeah, they go with what I would call what they're looking for, more of a gap set there, except there's no gap because you got Molly McCage to deal with. And kind of going for that set between the middle and the outside, but it really just creates a situation where Molly McCage has to move less, perhaps, and she's already so good from side to side.
Gap set minus gap.
Yes, not a good thing. Not what you're going for.
Edmond behind the service line. We haven't seen them use her from a backcourt attack, but they did earlier this week. Over. Molly McCage up and waiting for it. Team Edmond. Despite dropping the first set, Team Edmond now in the lead with a 4-0 run on the aggregate points.
I think we're going to get a much-needed timeout here from Team Linehan.
And that indeed we do. It's a 5-point lead in a set that's really, for the most part, worth 100 points. 40 for the set win and 60 for the aggregate win. Stay with us. This is about to get really intense. Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact.
Who is going to win this season?
That is the question, isn't it?
I don't know who's going to win this season, but I hope it's me. If we're being honest, I want to win this season.
Well, obviously, I'm going to say me. I mean, why not, right?
I can win this season.
Hopefully me.
You better watch out because those players are amazing out there. So I think it's going to be a great show.
She's right. It is a great show. We're midway through, a little bit less in set number 3. Team Edmond leading in that total, the aggregate score at the end. If they do win the set and that, it's an extra 100 points for each player on Team Edmond. There's the backcourt we talked about. Kaz Brown waiting for it.
Cat on cats. Leah
Yes.
Edmond into the block of Linehan and Kaz Brown. And the block gets the best of it. Really nice eye work and handwork by Kaz Brown.
A cat fight for sure. And that's what's tough when you're a captain. Like, do you draft your former collegiate teammates? Are they gone before you get to them?
When Allie Linehan was not a captain in week 1, she was Leah Edmond's first choice. They've played a lot of volleyball together. I'll be curious to see if she goes back to that selection. She feels like they complement one another very well. And here's a new face in the game this weekend. Deja McClendon getting in on the action, and with success, I must say.
McCage's serve. Tegenroot. Oh, beautiful set by Fanning. Everybody has beautiful hands. That one finding the deep corner.
Watching Kaz Brown and Molly McCage and these middles who like to hit behind, watching how hard they work for a young blocker out there, it just shows the effort that goes into this. You know, this success doesn't come without work. They put a lot of effort in.
And all these middles, including Shelley and Fanning there, have great hands.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, that was, Robinson was on the attack line, which is a violation. She's a backcourt player.
Yeah.
And it's tough, right? Childress is trying to figure out where does she like it. Some people, you set it right in front as if they were a front court player and they broad jump.
She's a player who's been inserted into the match as we've gone on, so making adjustments.
An ace for Team Linehan as they are back within 2, and the match score is tied at 52.
And Team Linehan has been looking for some service pressure, and Nutsara, in a role as now a specific server and defender, comes in and provides that. Nice job just playing to her role, doing whatever she can to help this team succeed.
Everybody knew Childress was front court. Bastianelli, though, got stuffed.
Yep. Elite play by Alicia Childress.
Three-point lead for Team Edmond. Nia Parker-Robinson recycled. Looked like Leah Edmond wasn't quite expecting that. Velez Augusto makes it better. That one Edmond was waiting for.
And the effort of Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot to pursue that ball on the opposite side of the net, trying to bring it back to her teammates. Had she been able to bring that back to her teammates, and if that third contact would have traveled over the net between the antennas, that would be legal. Look at this, absolute all-out effort by Bruns-Tegenroot.
Linehan's third, and broken play. So Linehan's just going to put it over. Here's the opportunity that they should convert on, and they do. Deja McClendon makes it work. Key, we saw you snooping around Team Linehan's huddle. What'd you learn?
That's what I do.
Yes.
So I just went and grabbed Kaz Brown because she was making a difference there. One quick point, one quick block in succession. I said, what are you doing right now? She said, I'm just focusing on the small things because nothing is worth 2 or 3 points. Everything's just 1 point. Then we had a little chuckle as middle to middle. I think middle's defense and blocks should be worth 2. She agreed.
There we go. And that, she's not talking about the point scoring of Athletes Unlimited. She's talking about the score of
That's
the
right.
game.
The scoreboard, because as all these players, if they didn't realize coming in, have come to realize it's the win points that move you up the leaderboard the quickest.
Right, and that really speaks to how quickly you can acclimate and adjust to your team and how really malleable you are to work in different systems and roles. Second time Leah Edmond has been aced since the timeout.
And a couple aces now for Team Lenahan, who had none last night. We've got one now from Nutsara and from Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot, both the setters going back there. Tough from the service line.
And that's what you were asking for earlier. Yep. They go right back at Leah Edmond. She delivers. And Nia Parker Robinson with a kill.
Parker Robinson, a very heavy arm like that of Leah Edmond. Looks like the block is going to be there. But the power of Parker Robinson, too much. And you see there is some seam there. They catch Ali Bastianelli trying to lean into the seam, and that creates a gap there.
Only one hitting error by Leah Edmond. She's now rotated to the front court. Schlegel tipping. She'll just read it the whole way. Over dig. Middle. Childress will go to the middle as many opportunities as she can. And we hadn't seen Willow Johnson in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I think they need her right now. They need to find her offensively. She's hanging out here in left front in serve receive, which makes it a little harder to get the ball on first contact. But here's an opportunity in transition to set the lefty, the unlucky roll off the net.
Yeah, so she's shifted now. She'll be going straight to the right. And she's waiting for it, and it's delivered again. Leah Edmond blocks it straight down into the body of Willow Johnson. And look at the lead has just kind of exploded. 6-point lead for Team Edmond.
Doesn't it feel like that competitor in Leah Edmond has flipped gears? She has switched into that second gear. This girl does not like to lose. And right now she's willing her team on.
I think she hates to lose more than she loves to win. Let's go into the action with Leah Edmond.
Come on, Noma. In there. In there. That was in there. That was in. That was in. I meant. Let's go. Ball was in. Roll. Come on. You see that dive under? Guys, I couldn't make that move for like 4 years in college. Like that was the one move I couldn't do. Was like the under. I struggled so much with that. That's the first time I've ever done one. I was so excited. Hey, we don't let up. We got this lead. We're keeping this lead and making it bigger. We go. Let's go. Let's go. Queen. Here we go.
The leadership of Leah Edmond and then the play of Leah Edmond today has been amazing.
She backs up what she has to say with her own play, and I love the fact that she said, we've got this lead and we're going to make it bigger, because she's looking at aggregate points. She wants all the points she can get tonight, and she's playing in a way that is inspiring her teammates. She's playing great offensively, which is what we expect, but I like some of the big-time blocks we've seen from Leah, really, jumping in defensively. And Team Lenahan has consistently gone after her in serve receive. She's been aced, but she takes a lot of balls. That's going to happen. I think what I like about the way Leah's played here at AU is that when she's been aced, we've never seen her really give away a string of points. She comes right back with a solid pass after that.
Right, and she's only about 150 points behind Morgan Hentz for second spot in the leaderboard. And so if she wins this set, her team wins this set and the aggregate points, she gets 100 right there.
Yes.
Plus whatever else she does in this match.
Could there be some MVP points out there?
That's big time. Willow Johnson just up and over the block. Key, we just saw you a moment ago talking with Leah Edmond. What did you guys chat about?
I had to grab her aside because she is someone who has so much energy. She is next level. I said, did you draft players on your team that have the same energy? She said, well, that would be impossible because I am a psycho when it comes to volleyball. I said, can I quote you on that? She said, yeah, say it on air. My dad will think it's hilarious. And I could not agree more. She is next level.
Well, it's really funny, Key, because Missy and I were saying as we were watching Team Edmond yesterday, I mean, when she gets mad, and she got mad when they won a set, but she was still mad, and she just explodes, levels up. So Psycho's good.
I think I would like to be drafted by Leah Edmond, to have a captain that competitive, that's steering the ship. I like that.
Katie Lukes is in the chair right now for Team Edmond. Let's have a little chair chat. Katie Lukes, what's it been like for you playing on Team Edmond this weekend?
It's been super fun. I think there's a lot of experience here, but a lot of new players. So just learning from the people who have been here for the first 3 seasons has been fun. And I think we're finally finding our groove tonight. We fight really hard, but it's just been really fun tonight.
Katie, speaking of finding your groove, it feels like this was a breakout weekend for you, a double-double last night. Are you feeling more comfortable here in Arizona?
Yes, I was ready for my breakout weekend to come. It was super fun. I found my connection with Alicia really fast, and I just kind of went back to the basics. So I'm really happy I found that groove, and I'm so excited to keep that going throughout the weeks.
What is it that you think led to you making that connection with Alicia so quickly this weekend?
You know, I think she runs a faster ball, and that's what I ran all throughout college, and she just adjusted to what I needed really fast, so I appreciate her, how fast she did that for me. And yeah, I just think she even keeps tempo and out of system for me, which I love.
There's some aggregate points out there to be had, and it looks like Team Edmond is making a push for those. You think you guys are going to be able to close this one out?
I do. I think that we had it in our veins this morning. We're like, we want this win, and I know Orange wants this win too, but we just looked at each other after that first set. We're like, no more letting up here. We got to come out and fight and go really hard and be aggressive.
It's been a lot of fun talking with you, Katie. Thanks so much for the chair chat.
Thanks, guys.
It's going to be really interesting because the captains will stay up tonight for a bit and watch and see. They can rewatch some film because they were saying after week 1, they went back and watched film before they drafted because they weren't necessarily, you know, seeing the other matches.
Right. There's times where they're warming up and they're not privy to what's happening out there on the floor. That's so true. And we already mentioned earlier today, as you and I were chatting, that, you know, a player like Betty De La Cruz, her first week as captain, she was not super familiar with some of these younger players just out of college. So now that she's played a couple weeks here, how will that impact her draft selections? I think is very interesting.
Leah Edmond down the line, a nice push, and she has just been adding and adding. At this point, the match score, it's a 6-point differential. It's not insurmountable, but they only have 6 more points that they need in order to win the set points and the aggregate points. Leah Edmond, 12 kills, only 1 attack error on 33 swings.
I think that is maybe what has been the most impressive to me as I've been here at AU and been able to watch these high-level players is the efficiency. You just don't see errors here. These players hit for such a high efficiency.
Back to Willow Johnson, crushing cross-court unload. So we just received news that Betty De La Cruz is not going to be playing next week. She will not be active next week, and so she will not be a captain next week. So that changes who we have in the captain. And again, Rosenthal was in that 5th spot, Jenna Rosenthal. So she will be a captain next week. Pretty exciting.
Wow, that is exciting.
Oh, Leah Edmond explodes on the kill. That changes everything.
That really changes everything. This is going to get interesting. I will have my eye on Athletes Unlimited tomorrow, waiting for those draft results. We know Edmond will be a captain, absolutely.
And hence will be a captain, Ann Hilly and Jenna Rosenthal. Amazing.
A middle blocker at captain, I like it.
Yes.
Only the 2nd time ever. That's exciting.
Isn't that exciting? And I mean, when Sydney Hilly took the captainship this week, there were only 4 setters who had ever been captain. For Morgan Hentz, there's only one bro who had ever been captain before.
Talent across all positions on display here this year.
And Betty De La Cruz is the top point scorer. So it's going to be really interesting because as you look at the top of that leaderboard, Betty's in first, but you got to cross that out, and she's not going to be earning any points next week.
Right.
Hence, Leah Edmond. How about Hence at the top of the leaderboard?
As
libero.
the libero.
It's amazing. And Jenna Rosenthal, who has impressed both you and I through these first 2 weeks, her first captainship.
Yes, and it'll be interesting to see how she handles that role.
I feel like, as a middle blocker, the first thing is you're going to pick a setter that you like to hit off of.
Yes, I think so. And if she is in that fourth captain position, it's actually the captain in the fourth position that has the first overall pick. So she will, you know, aside from Hilly, who's a captain, she'll have her choice of setters.
There we go. And there's some great ones to choose from, including this athlete, Alicia Childress, formerly Alicia Glass, played for Penn State, represented the United States in the Olympics. Kaz Brown, hard. Leah Edmond goes sideways. What a play by Team Edmond.
Beautiful transition volleyball. And I just love the fact that Alicia Childress trusts Molly McCage to fling it over there. Look at the hands. Strong hands on first contact.
It felt like waves were coming right because Leah Edmond had to dive to the right for the overhand dig as well. White's pass is on point. Blocked straight down the line because Molly McCage had set it. That ball, she wasn't down the line to dig that.
Again, Kaz Brown in on the blocking action, proving herself to be one of the best.
Brown and McCage both rotate out. Nutsar Tomcom serving. Oh, that's a tough pass. Tegenroot looking for the corner. Glass goes to McClendon. Oh, that's a low ball. Nia Parker Robinson works with it. And it's the block of Tegenroot and Bastianelli to end the play. Everybody's gassed.
Absolutely.
Leah Edmond has asked for a captain's challenge. Team Linehan doesn't have any timeouts left, and they have one challenge remaining.
And they've got a bit of a mountain to climb here if they're going to come back on Team Edmond right now. The way Team Edmond's playing, 6 points is a big mountain.
Exactly, and I think you hit it early. The only way you can do it is from the service line.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to see they're challenging 4 touches. So Key, on our committee of 3 who were all wrong last time, we were all wrong. Let's see what happens.
Let's have a look. I think it was earlier in the rally than this. I remember it.
Yeah.
That's the last point right there.
Yeah, that isn't it.
But are they allowed to challenge that so late? Normally in international volleyball, you have to challenge that rally immediately.
It's a great
That's my
point,
question.
and that's true. And I don't know the answer, that's the honest.
I think that was the one right there that Fairs hit.
Okay, were you counting 4? No.
It was before that.
Oh, okay.
We got to roll the tape way back. But in my experience, okay, so that's the one. In my experience, blockers usually get a touch on it because the idea of blocking is you want to penetrate your arms over the net. So 9 times out of 10, there is a touch. If there is in this specific case, that's questionable.
Yeah, because it was hard. I didn't get a great look at it, but it looked like maybe the wire, the tape. Let's see.
The swing from Erin Fairs here, does it go, not right there.
Yeah.
We did see it there at one point, but now we've lost it again.
Yeah, it's much further back. All right, let's go from the top for the whole point. Here we go. 1, 2. Right, but that's the block touch. Okay.
This one right here.
Yep. Yep.
So the question is,
that was tough.
Did the block get a piece of that
So when
swing of Aaron Fairs?
Yeah, when Aaron Fairs hit it, did Team Edmond's block touch it?
Yeah, we need to see it in slow motion, just that one part of the play, because from that angle that we saw, we didn't actually see the net contact.
Okay.
We kind of need it also from the side.
Right.
From that angle, it looks like there's a little bit of a touch, but I think we need to see it from the side.
You know, I'm looking at Alicia Childress, and you know, there's that unwritten rule of when you don't touch it, you shake your hands. You don't even mean to. It's just this natural reaction as a blocker, and Alicia doesn't do that, which makes me wonder if she actually did get a little piece of it. She doesn't have that response of like, no, I didn't touch it. To me, that might be a little bit of a giveaway.
Right. I mean, now we're going forensically deep into, you know, body language. Like you can tell if somebody's lying if they look up and to the left or something.
Yes, I'm going. Since I'm really terrible at officiating, I'm going to go with body language.
Here we go. That did not touch anybody. I don't.
You think?
Okay.
It's so tough. Roll that back again. Show it again.
The thing I think is most important is that the three of us don't agree. Yes, because.
See, 9 times out of 10, I think they just went with that automatic rule.
Yes. Well, if there's not conclusive evidence, the other thing is that you'll have to go with the call that was made. So Nutsara Tomcom from the service line. Block sent back. Deja picked up by Tomcom. She's such an addition in defense. Aaron Fairs splits the seam on that.
Yeah, I like the defense on the right side of the court right now with Tomcom alongside runs taking root. That's a little spark as well. Aaron Fairs finding the seam.
Melissa Gusto, perfect pass. Deja McClendon uses that block against it.
A solid swing from Deja McClendon, who has been activated in more ways than one tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Her first action of AU, and boy, has she been a spark.
Team Edmond is only 3 away from winning the set. They are +4 on the aggregate match score. And an ace will put them just that much closer.
The service line coming into play.
1 more point for Team Edmond, and they have secured the aggregate win. Ball is out, and with that, they know it, that Team Edmond has secured the aggregate win. It's set point.
And at this point, the real impact on these points is really on where will Leah Edmond end on the leaderboard. How far can she climb?
Dropping it inside is Aaron Fairs. By the way, we received some more information on Betty De La Cruz. She's not hurt or anything like that. She's being recalled to her national team to compete in the Pan Am Games.
Yeah, because, you know, this is an Olympic qualifying year, that was going to be an issue for some players this year here at AU. I knew that coming in. I did not realize it would be this coming week.
Gets underneath it. This is still set point Team Edmond. Do you go to your captain? Yep. What a dig by Kendall White. It's the attack of Leah Edmond that ends it. And Team Edmond responds after dropping the first set, winning the next 2 and the aggregate.
Yeah, I was so impressed with the way Team Linehan came out, really flipped the script, had great energy. But I thought Edmond's response in terms of raising their level of play, Linehan couldn't match that over the course of the match. A little too much firepower, a little too much competitive mojo from their captain, Leah Edmond, who will return in week 3 as a 3-time captain here in season 3 at AU.
Let's listen in to Leah Edmond on the last play as she was mic'd up.
Go! Behind, behind, behind.
They had some disappointment earlier in this week when they ran up against Team Hens, as did everybody have problems with Team Hens. But what a great finish to the week for Team Edmond.
And I love that Leah's right there calling for that ball out of the middle back. She wants to finish that match herself.
Key is standing by with my Captain Edmond.
Captain Edmond again. You might actually be wearing the gold jersey for the second time in a row. Were you expecting that?
I just wanted to win. I wasn't even worried about the leaderboard all week. I just wanted to win games and have fun with this group because I may not ever have them again. So I wanted to enjoy every experience, get better at volleyball, and just win a match, which we did.
Well, I asked you mid-match, do you draft people that are like you with a lot of firepower? Your words were psycho. I'm going to say sweet, but psycho. If you know Leah, she's a sweetheart. But what are you going to be drafting in this next week?
I think a lot of energy. I like drafting people who I'm comfortable playing with. So you're going to see a lot of people that I played with season 1, season 2, and this year. It's just going to depend on where I'm at in the draft and how that's going to work. Because I'm definitely going to want to go grab people that I may not get because everybody's going to want them. But the best team I can possibly put together that works really well together is my big thing.
This is your third season with AU, but you're looking like a totally different player. What's changed, as in your off-season workouts or with your mentality or something? You are looking great. What have you been doing? What's the secret sauce?
I think, well, first, off-season workouts, I've been going way, way hard, trying to get as strong as possible, and I feel my strongest. But also, I think going into my third year, my first year, I got to experience the league in a way. I got to be a captain. Then last year, I wasn't a captain at all, and so I saw two different sides. And now going into my third year, I know how to balance how much fun I had playing without being a captain, but also getting to enjoy being a captain as well.
Watch out, Betty De La Cruz. Leah's coming for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Exactly, and with Betty De La Cruz playing in the Pan Am Games, Leah Edmond has jumped into the top spot by 1 point over Morgan Hens. Of course, that's before MVP points. You have to imagine that Leah Edmond is going to be the MVP one. So Leah Edmond, Morgan Hens, Sydney Hilly, and Jenna Rosenthal are your captains for Athletes Unlimited week number 3. We hope you enjoyed the action and will join us again. Next games are Friday.